I don't want to have an elevator pitch for Move NYC. I think it's like totally not fair to try to crunch anything down into that, and if somebody has that little attention for me, then I don't want to force my idea on them. A space that connects people around movement, shows each other in their shining light, and lets us explore and play and feel like we belong. That's powerful to me. I'm Jesse Danger, and I co-founded the Movement Creative. The most common frame I'm hearing around parkour from people outside of practitioners is that it is kind of goofy people doing kind of dangerous things. If we go to the practitioner, we're training for a feeling of personal liberation, of personal freedom.
I'm Mike Araujo. I'm the head coach for the Movement Creative here in New York City.
The first time I remember meeting Mike was at the Brooklyn Banks. I don't think we would say we were friends for any reason besides parkour, but we did a lot of not parkour stuff together. We were just a group of kids that didn't want to go home at night, that's all.
I think it's important to acknowledge that the pathway into parkour is very different now. So I kind of just happened to come upon it, and I ended up finding these forums and these picture tutorials that were terrible. Nowadays, kids can come to classes and learn much faster and kind of can build out their toolkit at a rate that is much faster than me. Yeah.
One of my big questions is how do we change New York City's relationship to movement? That's my goal for the students that I work with. They develop a sense of personal awareness that allows their relationship with movement to be a real metaphor for understanding their relationship to life.
I'm Cristina, and I'm the Director of Programming at Movement Creative, and I'm also a coach. Movement Creative was running an after-school program, and I was a chaperone. So that was my first time seeing parkour.
She has a level of perspective that's absolutely unmatched. She relates to the adult students. She was coming out to our classes. She knows what she loves about them. And then she relates to the parents. She was actually that client of the Movement Creative.
Oh my God, it's never ending.
How much work goes on behind the scenes to get an event like Move NYC up?
So much.
For 3 days out of the year, this is one of the biggest parkour gyms in the world. We haul up tens of thousands of pounds of equipment. It takes countless hours, hands, all moving just for this one magical moment.
In years past, PKNY, Move NYC, we would host it outside. We wouldn't get permits. We would get 150 people out some places. Sometimes we'd get kicked. We would just roll with the punches. What I decided was more important for Move NYC for me was to create a place where everybody could just feel like they were allowed to train.
I think that a value of ours is inclusivity and coaching parkour as a discipline that is accessible to anyone who wants to do it, and talking about parkour as a discipline that everyone should try.
When I look around and I see people that I got to meet and train with out at jams in 2005, and they're still coming out 2023 to Move NYC. Some of them are bringing their kids and moving around there. I think it's incredible, and I don't want it to be unique to Move NYC. And it's not just for them, it's also for for me. When someone makes that decision to leave, like their wisdom, their participation, their lessons, everything that they've gotten from the community, like it leaves with them. And it's so sad.
I've never felt that I wasn't part of our community, the broader parkour community. I don't think I can say that about. And I don't think that the way that I practice parkour or the way that I maybe even think about parkour is something maybe that's not highly valued.
But we talk a big game around inclusion, but the measurable numbers around inclusion are often like not up to par with the game we're talking. We need people that have been moving their whole life to share the attitude shifts, to share like the ideas that help them to keep moving, so that we don't end up like so many sport communities shining brightly in our 20s and then burning out. What it actually takes to create a space where like people want to be, like how do we create those spaces? Can we have a place for the next generation to come and move around and feel included?
My name is Daniel and I've been training for 5 years. All of my parkour training and all of that, it all comes from just fun. I just really enjoy training.
He loves being active, he loves being in his body, he loves movement, and he always has.
Nice. That was sick.
We've tried to create the kind of friendships and social connections where students can go out and train together outside of classes. People training on their own is always the goal. It's nice to create a space like Move NYC where they can push their limits and also be surrounded by top athletes from around the world pushing their limits.
There's a sense that everybody's coming into the community at whatever level they're at, and everybody's included, and any achievement made at any level is as exciting, and everybody in the community celebrates it.
Bring it in. Come on, bring it in.
I feel like every year we do this event, it gets better and better. The sponsorships that we had, the donations that were made for the raffle were much more robust than they were in previous years. And I think that that's something that's just going to continue to grow.
In business, I'm not afraid to do the same kind of things that I'm not afraid to do in my practice. A lot of times, we're really trying to do all of this on hard mode.
Yeah, load it up.
Like bars?
Yeah.
Okay. We hear about a better way to do it, and it's not easy, and it's not like, oh, we can afford it. We say no, this is important to us, we're gonna do it, and by doing it, we will figure out how to afford it. We're built around this belief in financial equity. We know that we live in a tale of two cities. My priority here is to build a space worth working for and worth validating.
One of their core philosophies and mottos, movement is for everyone, is something they embody so well. When I was younger, the PKNY event was seeing all of the local people that I looked up to, and now they're my homies and equals, and we've all grown up together, and it feels amazing.
There's a quality to the practice that really allowed me to find my purpose in life, my fire for life. And all of this is an act of preserving that. We don't have to sacrifice the now for the future. We can figure out a way to train that is respectful to our body. In preservation of our body, we can figure out a way to do business together that is respectful of our relationship and preservation of our relationship. And that's the world I want to be a part of. So that's what I'm working on.
Come here. Come here. Get out of here.
reminder.
There's, I think, a level of organization that we have that I think would have really offended me when I was a teenager. These aren't really stories that like I'm supposed to be proud of.